Hi, Zohaib. Thank you very much for taking the time to meet today. I really appreciate your collaboration on our ACM paper and your valuable contribution to this work. It's great to see you how research has developed into meaningful application of explainable and privacy-preserving AI in healthcare. I thought this would be a good opportunity to briefly reflect on the paper, discuss its relevance, and explore potential direction for future collaboration. As you know, our paper explainable federated learning for privacy preserving type 2 diabetes risk prediction was an important step because it brought together three key areas into one framework. The one is a diabetes risk prediction. Second was the federated learning that we use to handle for privacy. And the third one is the explainability through XAI. Diabetes is a high impact healthcare problem globally, and applying AI here has strong real world relevance. At the same time, federated learning allows us to address one of the biggest challenges in healthcare: protecting sensitive patient data, and importantly, explainability help make these models more transparent and trustworthy, which is essential for real-world adoption. I think one of the strongest aspects of this work is that it moved beyond purely technical performance and aligned AI with real healthcare needs such as trust, privacy, and interpretability. Uh, Building trustworthy and preventive healthcare AI. Basically, why this research matters, we will discuss about on it, why we made our fully complete research. In healthcare, strong predictive performance alone is not enough. Clinicians and users need to understand why a model give a certain prediction, and organization need to confident that patient data is handled responsibly. That's why I believe explainable and preventive privacy preserving AI will play a key role in the future of healthcare. We are moving from black box models towards systems that are more transparent, trustworthy, and usable in real world settings. Diabetes is also a particular important use can because in real world setting, risk awareness and sport preventive care, which can significantly reduce long-term complications. This direction also aligns closely with my broader focus on building trustworthy and preventive AI solution in healthcare. Next, I have the planning for the future collaboration with you. I'm already happy with your work and your contribution in our research in ACM publications. I also wanted to use this meeting to explore whether we can extend this collaboration future. Uh, Given our shared background in explainable AI, I think there are several predictions to explainable risk stratification where patients are could be extending from prediction to explainable risk stratification, where patients are grouped into different levels of future risk with clear interpretable insights. Another direction could be focusing on early prediction of diabetes-related complications such as cardiovascular risk, supported by explainable outputs. We could also move toward more preventive focused AI, where models not only predict risk but also support personalized recommendations to guide better lifestyle decisions. And finally, we could explore challenges around real-world adoption, such as trust, fairness, privacy, and usability of explainable AI system in healthcare environment. I believe these directions have both strong academic value and real-world healthcare impact. These are the challenges that we are facing currently in the market. I have the four different options from which we can further use which option is the most suitable for the further collaboration. Uh, you can help me out which healthcare problem. is at the moment we can proceed further to collaborate on the research and the which techniques we can use in our future research for more collaborations.
I understand your point, Shazan. Yes. Have you finished or are you still going on?
Yeah, I have finished. First, we will discuss on the collaborations on the explainable AI or techniques. Then we will proceed furthermore.
No problem at all. Okay, so basically in this area, as you can see, the third point that you've written down, which is preventive and personalized AI. All right, so
Yeah,
we should understand that large language models, or as we call them, foundational models, are the forefront of AI at the moment. And actually, many of the sensitive areas like finance, healthcare, sports, not exactly sensitive, but other major areas can benefit from personalizing large language models to reply accordingly and also to narrate the explainability. All right. So, for
yeah,
example, it has been seen time and time again that given the plethora of data that we have in healthcare and business and finance, okay, it's a lot easier to train AI models now, and actually not just train them, but also like test them out and tune them accordingly. So I think the area of the third part, which is preventive and personalized AI, will be a good direction to collaborate on later, and we should
yeah,
be thinking towards it. Not just that, large language models have their own area of research of explainability, which we call as mechanistic interpretability. So if you're using a large language model to help you with something in medicine or healthcare, you can easily also apply the techniques of mechanistic interpretability, whereby you can find that which layers of neurons actually fire up in a large language model, and why do they output what they output in the
yeah.
first place. So yeah, that's my
Yeah,
input for now.
I think so. Preventive and personalized AI is very important for the system level as well. We can save the resources. We can save the resources to admit the patients. If we focus on the preventive AI, if we focus before the complication arises, many people can prevent the serious complications like the cardiovascular, neuropathy, kidney issues. We can prevent before escalation to the issues. I'm already agree with your points. This point is very important in our next collaboration of the research for preventive and personalized AI. My platform SugarCare also working on the preventive and personalized AI. So I think so. This point is a good to proceed further.
I understand your point, and the same way, the fourth point, which you've written down rightfully so, which is the addressing of regulatory, ethical, and integration challenges in clinical deployment. I think at the moment, the space where we, sorry, the space where we work right now, that's Europe and the UK. The General Data Protection Regulations (GDPR) plays a very big role
Yeah,
in this area, and the reason why we always implement and focus a lot on explainable AI is so we can make it more accessible, we can make it more understandable by the people. Only when the AI interpretation and everything moves beyond the localized black box environment, only then laws and regulations will understand and try to implement it as well. All right, let it
mm,
through. That's the main thing. So unless you don't know what's happening under the hood, and that is what's implied by explainable AI, we won't be able to address or solve the issues of regulatory, ethical, and integration um, in these areas.
right. I have the focus on the real world implementation as well. We need to implement our models and explainability techniques, each and everything on the real world implementation. That's a
Mm,
good point. We need to focus on the from research to the real world implementation. That's a point. I also working on it and moving from research to real world adoptions, and we need a different platform to implement on the market on the real world level. That's the real user can use it. Either the clinicians can use it and the patient can use it. Everything should be transparent and trustworthy. Patients
mm,
and clinician can understand why those predictions are made. We are not just only focused on the prediction, we are focused on the transparency. We tell them based on these factors, we predict the particular risk factors. That's the point. We are moving from prediction to transparency. That's the easier for us and easier for clinicians and the patient.
Of course, I understand. You're totally right about that thing as well. Also, one more thing we have to make sure when we implement explainability is that many of these large language models and AI models are susceptible to cyber attacks. Okay, so
Right.
if these large language models are prompted in a certain way, they can actually you know, leak or tell more about the sensitive data on which they are trained. So we have to be very careful concerning that. That area, which I think should be added to these list of points, is that how do you make sure that adversarial attacks or
Right.
or what sort of
Yeah.
adversarial approaches can be taken? Yes.
Yeah, I understand this point. We need to take care about this point as well, alongside the models and everything. This point is very important. Uh,
Of of course, yes, because right now, as we see, AI is very, very potent in mapping out attack surfaces. We have seen its usage in the recent cyber warfare happening in the Middle East at the moment.
yeah,
But you can see that cyber attackers, they don't let go of any opportunity. So if the AI is prompted in a certain manner, it'll always leak certain sensitive data. So it has to be trained, it has to be tuned accordingly. All right.
yeah,
Yep. We have come a long way, and we have seen a growth in the research. All right. But then we have to make sure that, especially the AI models that are being implemented in the more sensitive areas like healthcare, they do not give away sensitive data on the go.
right,
And I think explainability can help in that area as well. You can actually focus on neurons or the set of neurons which actually fire up when certain insensitive data is about to be leaked. Just an idea of the top of my head can be added later in this research.
right. Yes, I understand this your point.
No problem.
I'm really pleased we had the opportunity to work together on this research. I believe there is a strong potential to build on this collaboration further. I would definitely be interested in continuing discussion and exploring future research opportunities where we can combine explainable AI, privacy preserving techniques, and healthcare application. I would also be very interesting to hear your thoughts. Which of these direction do you think has the strongest potential?
Of course, Shahzain, big time, always up for it. See, I mean, whenever you're ready to talk about the next idea, let me know and I'll be able to collaborate.
Yeah, basically, I have the planning for the explainability plus preventive and personalized AI. We will get together all things the preventive and explainability and the personalization in the real world adoptions. We will go through the like this flow.
Mhm. Right
Yeah,
about that. I mean, as soon as you have a document ready, please share that with me and I'll be happy to look through it and comment on it.
yeah, yeah, sure. All right. Thank you very much for your time and your support. Really